What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Blind Gooner. Welcome to another show. Listen, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all enjoying your Friday afternoon / evening / morning, wherever you are in the world, wherever you're watching us today. Listen, I've come on here to do a bit of a preview ahead of that game on Sunday against Leeds United. Before I get into that, though, I just want to remind you all that I will be doing a watch along on Sunday. The game kicks off at 4:30, so I'll be on air maybe about 3:45, doing a watch along for that game. So yeah, do look out for that, and do keep hitting the like button on this video. Would really appreciate that. Do keep subscribing. Listen, we're on the road to 2,000 subscribers. Which is my first target. Remember, I said at the start of the year I had 2 targets, to get to 2K by March, and then to get to 5K by the end of the year. So yeah, we're well on the way to that. So if you haven't done so already, do hit that subscribe button. Yeah, and I just thought I'd come on and do a little bit of a preview. So I'm going to start today's preview with talking about a few quotes from Mikel Arteta, and the one really noticeable quote that he was asked about was online social media trolls, and we all know them. We all know that they exist. We all know that. Listen, when you put yourself out on social media, you get a lot of positive comments, but you also get a lot of negative comments. So we all know about that, don't we? We all know that exists, and Mikel Arteta was asked whether he gets online abuse, and he basically said that he did. He basically said that he can deal with it, but when they target his family, that's when it becomes a problem. And do you know what? You guys know my thoughts on Mikel Arteta. I'm not a big fan. I'm not a fan of his managerial capabilities as Arsenal manager. But listen, it doesn't matter whether you like him, whether you dislike him, whether you think he's good enough manager, or whether you think he shouldn't be at Arsenal. Listen, nobody should be getting online trolls. Nobody should be getting online abuse. And, shame on those people that are doing that, because, fair play, comment on his football abilities, comment on his opinions as a football manager, comment on stuff to do with that's football related. But 2 things. Firstly, you shouldn't get personal with it. Secondly, you shouldn't attack someone's family just because you don't think they're a good manager. And that's the problem with social media. Is it's a great platform. It gives a lot of people voices, a voice for their opinions, but some people go way over the top with that, and there's no place for social media trolls. There's no place for online abuse, and people should, the social media companies rather, should look at this and really crack down on it and do something about it, because it's, we've seen other incidents with other players, other teams, Steve Bruce at Newcastle, and then we've just seen that certain players get online abuse, and it's been happening for a long time. And the social media companies, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, all those guys, even YouTube, even YouTube is a social media platform, should deal with that, should find a way of cracking down on online abuse, because it's unacceptable, especially in this day and age. Everybody, in my opinion, has the right to have their own opinion. Everybody has the right to have a voice, to have their voice heard. But when they get personal with it, then maybe that right should be taken away from them. But it is what it is, isn't it? You're never going to eradicate it completely, and it's up to the social media platforms to police that kind of thing. But listen, it doesn't matter whether you like Mikel Arteta, whether you dislike him, whether you think he's good enough for Arsenal Football Club. Nobody, and I mean nobody, should ever get social media abuse. So yeah, I just wanted to cover that a little bit first. Another couple of things that were asked in his press conference was about Kieran Tierney and Thomas Partey, and he basically said that Kieran Tierney could be back in a couple of weeks' time. His injury was muscular. He had a knee problem. And it's looking a little bit positive for Kieran Tierney. And we need Kieran Tierney. The problem is I just fear a little bit for Kieran Tierney. I fear that he's going to be one of these players that can consistently gets injured, and it's really strange. We know he had these problems at Celtic, and since he's come to Arsenal, his career has been dogged by injuries. But if we can get Kieran Tierney fit, if we can have a fit Kieran Tierney, then it massively improves us, especially down that left-hand side where Kieran Tierney plays. And then maybe it frees up Cedric, who you could put him in at right back. You could potentially drop out Bellerin, because listen, you all know my thoughts on Bellerin. I think the guy is fucking useless. I don't think he should ever play for Arsenal Football Club again, in my personal opinion. And in terms of football ability, he just doesn't have any, does he? He doesn't have any. So if we can have a fit Kieran Tierney, you could push Kieran Tierney out to the left, which is his natural position, his left back. Then you could bring Cedric over to the right, which his natural position is a right back. I know he's played there on the left for a few games, and he's done pretty well in certain games. But I personally think it would bring more balance to the defence if we had Cedric at right back and Kieran Tierney on the left. And then obviously it's up to whichever centre-back is fit to make up the numbers in the defence. So, yeah, Mikel Arteta was asked about that, and that's good news on Kieran Tierney. If we can get a fit Kieran Tierney, then it's only going to massively improve us. Not so great news in regards to Thomas Partey. That is a hamstring injury, and it's looking like that he's going to miss not only the Leeds game, but he's going to miss the games against Benfica, which, if we're being brutally honest, that's where our season is right now, isn't it? The league is pretty much done. We're done in the league. We are absolutely finished. There's no way we're ever going to get top 4. There's no way we're going to even get top 6 the way we're playing at the moment. So, yeah, we're kind of done in the Premier League. It's all about the Europa League. But, yeah, Thomas Partey injury, another injury. And do you know what worries me? Is that he didn't have a bad injury record when he came to Arsenal. But why is it every single player that comes to Arsenal always seems to pick up this massive injury record? And I've said it before and I'll say it again. In my opinion, there's got to be something wrong with our medical department for all these injuries to keep happening, because it's a bit kind of funny how all these players have perfect injury records, and yet as soon as they come to Arsenal, they're never off the injury table, are they? They're always injured. They're always out. So me personally, I think there's got to be something. There's got to be some kind of internal investigation into what's going on with our medical team, because it's been going on. Maybe not. It's been going on for quite some time, isn't it? Really, when you think about it, all the players we've had, when you think about it, have all picked up a lot of injuries. So yeah, that it's not looking great for Thomas Partey. And the last bit I want to talk about before I give my thoughts on the game was Balogun. It seemed Arteta spoke about Balogun in his press conference. He was asked about whether he signed a new, or whether he's close to signing a new deal. And Arteta's confident that Balogun will stay. Personally, my personal opinion is I don't think Balogun will sign a contract. I honestly don't. I think he'll be off in the summer. And if we can get him to stay, that would be a massive, massive plus for us. But personally, I don't think he's going to stay. And you think, right, he might have a chance as well. If he signed that deal, you think we got Lacazette coming to the last year of his contract. We don't know what's happening with there. As you guys know, I spoke to Fabrizio Romano on Monday about Lacazette, and he sort of said that Lacazette is very happy at Arsenal. He's very, he's very happy at Arsenal. He enjoys Arsenal life, and that he would like to stay. But if we don't keep Lacazette, then, you know, obviously we've got Nketiah. My personal opinion, I don't think Nketiah is good enough for Arsenal, and he's coming down to the last year or 2 years on his contract too. So say we sell Lacazette, say we sell Nketiah, because we don't want to let their contracts run down to the point where we don't get any money for them. So say we sell both of those, then you assume that if Balogun signs a new deal, that he's going to be in line to be a backup to maybe Aubameyang and a Martinelli, because you're assuming that Martinelli is probably a little bit ahead of Balogun in terms of the pecking order for getting a starting position. But who knows? Listen, who knows? You just never know with this club, do you? This club always have the capacity to fuck things up. Big up to 10 people watching this live. Remember, do hit the like button. Do smash the subscribe button as well if you are new. Listen, I can see you guys putting lots and lots of comments in. I am going to come to comments later in the show. So I am going to read some of those out. So don't think that I'm ignoring you. I'm just rambling on for a little bit, and then I will eventually get to your comments. So yeah, on Sunday, it's going to be a very, very important game. Personally, as I said before, I think our season's done in the league. I don't think there's any point in trying to hold on to any kind of positives that we're going to ever get top 6 or top 4. I think our season's finished. We are finished for this season in the Premier League. Let's be honest here. We are absolutely finished. There's no way we're going to make up ground on the top 6 or the top 4 right now. So it doesn't matter whether we beat Leeds. Personally, I would not even bother. I'm being honest. I would not even bother against Leeds. I would throw everything, including the kitchen sink, at the Europa League, because the Europa League is where our season matters now. I honestly don't think that we can get anything out the league now, apart from just climbing as high up the table as we possibly can. So I would throw everything at the Europa League, if I'm being honest. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to get a win against Leeds. I really would. But if you asked me, would you rather win against Leeds or win against Benfica? I'd rather win against Benfica, because it matters to us. It means more. And yeah, as we've established, we are a cup team. Having said that, though, I have no idea, and I don't know why I'm talking about the Europa League, but I guess in terms of where our priorities lie, it's more important than this Leeds game. So yeah, like as I can see, we've got Leeds on Sunday. I don't know. Like I look on this game and just think, you know, you look at the games on the horizon as well. Past Leeds, we've got Benfica, then we got Man City sandwiched in the middle of that, and then we got Benfica again. Jesus Christ, the fixture list hasn't been kind to us, has it? But yeah, like I said, our league form is pretty much done in it. We ain't getting anything out of the league. What's the point? We are not getting anything out of the league. But yeah, like in terms of this league game, I think it does. Like I say, the win. It would be great to get back to winning ways in the Premier League. It would be absolutely fantastic. But in terms of it being meaningful, and could we go on another run and maybe challenge for that top 4? No, I don't think so. I think we've just fucked up. You know, you look at the last 2 games as well, and okay, yeah, Wolves, we were a bit unlucky, maybe not to get anything out of that game, because we had a fantastic first half, and then obviously the ref stole the show in the second half and kind of fucked things up for us. So maybe against Wolves we were a bit unlucky, but Aston Villa, we no way deserved to win that game. We just massively underperformed, and it's kind of reminiscent to the first half of the season. So when you look at the last 2 games, bar that first half of Wolves, okay, take out the Wolves game completely because we were a bit unlucky, but that game against Aston Villa, we just reverted back to type, didn't we? And it's always the way with this club. It's always 5 steps forward and 2 steps back. And it's never 5 steps forward, oh, let's kick on. It's There's always something that holds us back. We are the nearly team. We are the nearly team. We're like the team that just improves a little bit and then goes back to being shit, then improves a little bit. That's why I don't get carried away. I don't get carried away with this with these little runs that we go on, because it's just, it doesn't ever materialize to anything, does it? It doesn't ever materialize to anything. And you guys know my thoughts on Arteta. I don't think he's good enough. And certain decisions he made in that Aston Villa game just don't fill me with confidence for the Leeds game. They honestly don't. You know, how can you justify bringing on Willian over Gabriel Martinelli when Willian come on the pitch against Aston Villa and done absolutely jack shit? He done nothing. And yet there's people out there that actually can try and justify bringing on Willian. It just makes absolutely no sense. It really doesn't. So, yeah, I'm not confident for Leeds. I'm going to be brutally honest. And to be honest, if we lost this game, I wouldn't be too disappointed, because our priority is the Europa League. Let's get into my starting 11 for the game on Sunday. And I'm going to start with a goalkeeper. And listen, Leno's back, isn't he? Leno's back. It's only a 1-game ban. But you know what, right? I'm going to stick with Matt Ryan here. I think Matt Ryan pretty much done enough to warrant a start in this team. So I'm going to go with Matt Ryan in goal. The back line, obviously we know that Kieran Tierney is not fit yet, so there's no chance that he's going to play against Leeds. Maybe could be back for the Europa game against Benfica. So yeah, the back line is going to be Bellerin, Holding, David Luiz, and Cedric. That's who I'm going for. I think that'll be the probable back line. And yeah, that's going to be pretty decent back line. Let's move into the midfield. So the holding midfielders, I think it's going to be Granit Xhaka and El Neni. Obviously, we know that Thomas Partey's out. We know that Thomas Partey's going to be out for some time, maybe 2 to 3 weeks. So yeah, I did think about maybe putting Ceballos in here, but I think he's going to go with, knowing Arteta and knowing how he thinks, I think he's going to go with Granit Xhaka and El Neni. Ahead of that, he's going to go with Smith Rowe. I know there's a lot of people asking for Odegaard to be brought into the starting lineup, but I still think, knowing how cautious Arteta tends to be with new players and knowing how cautious he tends to be with unknown entities like Odegaard, I think he's going to go with Smith Rowe. He may bring Odegaard on at half time. He may bring him on depending on how Smith Rowe's doing, because Smith Rowe's looked a bit leggy in the last couple of games. He's not been as on fire as he has done when he first come in and got all them assists. And he looked really sharp. And maybe that's down to lack of game time, because he's not really had much game time up until quite recently. But yeah, he looked a little bit tired, looked a little bit leggy. And do you know what? That's the downside to playing literally every 3 games. But the players have had a week off. They've had a week off, and hopefully they should be a little bit more fresher. So yeah, I'm going to go with Smith Rowe. On the right-hand side, I'm going to go again with Bukayo Saka. So I think he's going to put Bukayo Saka in there. I think he's, from what I can gather, he obviously came on against Villa. He done pretty well. So yeah, I'm going to go with Bukayo Saka. Up top, Lacazette. I think he's going to listen straightforward decision. So yeah, Lacazette up top. The left-hand side, now this is where it kind of gets a little bit tricky, and I'm going to give you my reasons why it gets a little bit tricky, because The obvious option there is Aubameyang. Now, I'm not actually going to go with Aubameyang in my starting 11. I'm going to stick with Pepe because I think Pepe has really come into his own on that left-hand side, hasn't he? Over the last couple of games, he's really come into his own. He's really took the left position and really kind of made that his own position. And he's had a run of games, and I sort of maybe looked on it and thought, you know what, Aubameyang's not really done anything this season. He's massively underperformed, and it's up to him to force his way back into the team. I don't think because he's the captain and because he's Aubameyang, he should just walk straight back into that team. I think Pepe deserves his spot, absolutely deserves his spot. So I'm going to stick with Pepe and maybe use Aubameyang as a substitute, maybe sort of like at half time or maybe even later on in the game, depending on how Pepe's doing. So yeah, there we go, guys. That is my starting 11. I realize I've been rambling on for about 20 odd minutes. So I'm going to read some of your comments out. Remember, do smash the like button. Do hit the subscribe. And yeah, do keep sharing the content as well. Like I said, we are on the road to 2K subscribers. So yeah, let me read some of these comments out. Bearing in mind, I'm going to be a little bit behind your comments. Big up ZH, hope you're well. Big up Omar. Big up MN. Let's have a look here. Big up Bertrand as well in the chat. I can see you there. Big up Isa Usum. Yeah, I'm good. MN. Thanks for asking, mate. Not too fussed if Smith Rowe or Odegaard plays. All the players have had a rest, says Bertrand. Yeah, that's the thing as well, isn't it? That's the thing that the players have had a good rest, so they should be a little bit sharper. And we always knew that it was going to take its toll eventually, playing 3 games a week. So maybe getting knocked out of the FA Cup was a blessing because the players have had a bit of a rest. Big up Joanne. She said what we could do is put Smith on the right and Odegaard in the middle. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not even entirely sure that Arteta's going to do that because you can't leave out Bukayo Saka because Saka's played really well. And I can't see Arteta leaving out Bukayo Saka. I think it's going to be a straight choice between Smith Rowe and Odegaard. And maybe you could chop and change. So have one till half time, see how that plays out, and then swap just after half time. But it's going to be an interesting one. ZH says signing Willian on a 3-year deal on 250,000 over £200,000 deal still baffles me. Just another Ozil situation. Yeah, honestly, I don't know how Willian gets into this team. I honestly don't. I don't know how Leeds will get into this. Jesus Christ, sorry, I was just reading Bertrand's comment. I don't know how Willian gets into this team. I honestly don't. Bertrand says Leeds will tear us a new arsehole. You're probably not wrong, to be fair. That's why I'm not really bothered about this game on Sunday. I know that sounds really bad, being an Arsenal fan and all that, but I'm not really bothered. Our priority is the Europa League. I wouldn't even be surprised And I wouldn't even be disappointed if Arteta rotates to the point where he just plays the youngsters, because our priority is the Europa League. You know, our league form is done. We are done in the league. I prefer us to miss out on Europe next season altogether so that we can play a strong side week in, week out in the league, says ZH. I don't even want to miss out on Europe. It's a tricky one, because if we don't get Champions League and we go into the shitty Europa League, then maybe a season out of Europe will do us some good. But in terms of being able to rebuild this squad, we need to be in the Champions League. And here's the thing, guys, as well. Here's the absolute quick kicker. If we miss out on Europa League and we don't get Champions League football for whatever reason, then I'm sorry, but Arteta, his job has got to be in question. And I know there's a lot of people going, oh, we should give him next season. No. Why should we give him next season? If he hasn't achieved his targets, which his target is to get Champions League football this season, that is his target. If he hasn't achieved that, then I'm sorry, his job's got to be in question. And if his job isn't in question, then what's the point in having fucking targets? Because it's stupid. If he doesn't get Champions League, then he should be done and his job should be under threat. But you know what? This is Arsenal. They ain't going to do that. They are not going to question his job, because they back him. You know, whether we do back him or not, obviously Arsenal back him. Big up Dan as well. It's your boy Dan. Thanks for joining. Have I froze on your screen? Yeah, I'm still live. Have a look here. Right, where? So yeah, get your questions in, guys, because I can read them. Big up Kyle and Dean as well. Kylan says Leeds will beat us 3-2. But they probably could as well, because they're great in attack as well, aren't they? They probably will. Yeah, do keep hitting the like button, as Kylan says, guys. Smash that like button. Would really, really appreciate that. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a watch along as well on Sunday. So yeah, do check that out. Bertrand says 3 players I would bring in the summer. Buendia, Max Aarons, and Haaland. No, only joking. Although I would take Haaland. I would absolutely take Haaland. But it's never going to happen, is it? I'm not entirely sure. Definitely Buendia, because I like Buendia, and I know a lot of people have been down. Listen, he's not the Messiah that everybody thinks he is, but I really think I think he could do something. And the thing is with Buendia as well, if we don't get Champions League football, we're going to have to look at those types of players, because we're not going to have the finances. But definitely Max Aarons, because I think Bellerin's done out here, and I've had enough of Bellerin. He's just the shittest right back ever to play for this football club. He offers nothing going forward. He offers nothing defensively. It's just there's no point in having him. So, yeah, definitely Max Aarons. We also need a backup left back for Kieran Tierney, maybe Ryan Bertrand. So, yeah, I would take him. And, we definitely need a striker, depending on what happens with Lacazette and Nketiah, because they're coming down to the last knock-ins of their contract. Omar says prediction. Jesus Christ, Omar. Do you know what? Every time I do a preview, I always forget to do my prediction. So yeah, I'm going for a 2-1 Arsenal win. But having said that, I wouldn't be surprised if Leeds go and beat us. um, and Omar says 1-1. That's a good shout as well because our home record is shit. We've got a shit home record this season. Big up DWTT, Gary. Hope you're well. Leeds and Burnley are the best chances we have to win over the next 7 games. Not sure we can overlook. Not sure we can overlook this game. I think we can, because our priority is the Europa League. So I think we can absolutely overlook this game. I'd rather take a win in the Europa League than win against Leeds. Because if we win in the Europa League, it matters. If we don't win against Leeds, then, if we win against Leeds, what's the point? What, we just gain 3 points? Whereas if we win against Benfica, it has massive implications. So, yeah, if I was Arteta, and this is just me, everybody has their own personal opinion, I would just throw the kitchen sink at the Europa League. I wouldn't even bother with the league position because there's no way we're getting top 6. There's no way we're getting top 4. And if we're being honest, guys, if we're being really honest with ourselves here, is top 6 good enough? I don't even think it is. And I know I predicted this at the start of the season, top 6, but is it really good enough? Why can't we be ambitious? And I just, even if we finish top 6, it wouldn't be good enough. So it's just my personal opinion. Everybody has their own opinion. Leeds' defensive record is poor. We can definitely get something out of the game, says ZH. Yeah, we probably could, actually. We actually probably could. But if you're asking me, would I rather take a win against Benfica? All day long. All day long. I rate Buendia, very good player. Yes, so do I. MN says we need 4 or 5 new players. If I know Arsenal, they'll buy just 2 or 3, says MN. Yeah, you're probably right, mate. And they'll probably buy the cheapest players going. They're shopping Poundland when we need to shop in Harrods. Omar says you keep on forgetting prediction. Yeah, I don't know. I just go off on a tangent, end up talking about something else, and then forget to do prediction. No worries, Joanne. I thought it was because, yeah, all's fine here. Top 6 not good enough, says Omar. Actually agree with you, Omar. Top 6 is not good enough. So no, it'll be very disappointing, says MN. Yeah, exactly, mate. Exactly. And I just don't get this. There's certain fans that would be happy with that because they're trusting this imaginary process. And, I just look on it and think that our target has been top 4 or Europa League, which means it gives us Champions League. And if we don't get that, then I don't know how you can compromise on that and make excuses. Because let's put it another way, right? When Unai Emery was manager, everyone was going, because he didn't win the Europa League and because he bottled top 4 when we should have had it, everyone was like, oh yeah, okay, that's it, his job's under threat, his job should be questioned, he should go. But yet, because it's Arteta, everyone's going, oh, well, if we don't get top 4 and we don't win the Europa League, oh, he still keeps his job because it's Arteta. It's just funny how people's minds and opinions change just like that, just to stick up for one manager. When I'm an Arsenal football fan, I'm an Arsenal fan, not an Arteta fan. And as I said at the top of the show, I'm not excusing or I'm not condoning the online abuse that he's got because that is bang out of order. Nobody should get that. Doesn't matter whether you're a crap manager, good manager, whether you're the best thing since sliced bread, nobody should be getting online abuse. But I just don't think Arteta keeps his job if he doesn't get Champions League football this season. I'm sorry, that's just my opinion. And as Arsenal fans, we should be questioning that. And if you're not questioning that, then lower your expectations, because I ain't lowering my expectations. My expectations this season has not changed, and that is Champions League football. I couldn't care less about the FA Cup. We won it so many times. That's why I wasn't too over disappointed when we got knocked out of the cup, because we won it, and I'd rather get Champions League football, because that's where we need to be. If we're going to kick on as a team, if we're going to improve as a football club, we need that financial backing. Yeah, big up Ricardo. I have this feeling we will only win one more game in the league. You're probably right, mate. You're probably right. But our league form is... I don't even care about the league anymore, to be honest. I'd rather just throw everything at the Europa League. And that's just my honest opinion. What else we got? MN says, trust the process. Yeah, there ain't no process. The process is fucking screwed, mate. Don't trust the process, because the process doesn't exist. Omar says, fuck the process. Comment of the stream. Comment of the stream goes to Omar. Fuck the process. Exactly. Because if this is the process, then the process needs to be reevaluated and changed. John the Revenant says, Lord Arteta can do no wrong. Not in my opinion, mate. Not in my opinion. In some other people's opinions, maybe, but not mine. He needs to go at the end of the season if we don't win the Europa League. Exactly, Omar. Exactly. He does. He's not good enough. He does absolutely need to go. I don't want to see him keep his job if we don't get Champions League football. Joanne says, I can't believe how some fans accept piss poor mediocrity, finishing 8th every season. We should want more. We're Arsenal fans and we're Arsenal Football Club. Exactly, Joanne. Exactly. Exactly. I don't know how we can accept mediocrity. Arteta is that fuckboy who cheats all the time. He's a changed man, says Cheddars. Have a look here. Let's be honest. There are 3 guys pushing the Arteta agenda. I don't actually think they're pushing the agenda. And listen, everybody's entitled to their opinion. But me personally, I want us to be successful. And I don't know how you can defend one man when, when the criteria is the same. Under Emery, when we underachieved, his job was in question. But because it's Arteta, I don't know what the difference is. In my opinion, there's no difference. So if Arteta doesn't achieve, then he needs to go. I'm sorry, he needs to go. Ed H said, is Arteta even an Arsenal legend? He's an Arsenal legend, not a legend. Have a look. But yeah, listen, it is what it is, isn't it? It honestly is what it is. It is what it is. Some fans obviously just want to. Some fans just want to obviously stick up for Arteta and just give him blind loyalty. Big up to 17 people watching this live. Remember, do hit the like button. Do subscribe if you are new to the channel. Like I said, I will be back doing a watch along very, very shortly. Well, I say very, very shortly. It'll be on Sunday. I will be back doing a watch along. I'm not entirely sure whether I'll be back with another stream later. This might be my only stream today. So yeah, big up everybody who's watched. And listen, because there's so many of you in the chat, I'm gonna do 5 to 10 minutes more questions before I wrap this stream up. So now's your chance to fire in those questions. So yeah, you've got 5 minutes to get your questions in. But yeah, big up to everybody who's watching live as well. Really, really appreciate all the love and support I've got on this channel. You guys have been brilliant. Have a look here. Degenerate says Happy Chinese New Year. Let's have a look here. Rick up. Let's have a look here. Right, I've read that. Let me scroll down. MN says Arteta might be a Lego legend. Yeah, he probably is, mate. He probably is. Degenerate says missed your partnership with Claude. Any idea how he is? Yeah, I spoke to Claude the other day, and he's doing all right actually. Yeah, Claude's doing all right. So when he's better, we've already had a chat, and those shows are going to be happening again once Claude's back on his feet. Those Wednesday shows, those Wednesday chats will return. So yeah, stay tuned for those. Would you let Vieira or Henry take over as Arteta? No, we need an experienced manager. And if we were going to let Vieira or Henry take over, then we might as well have just stuck with Arteta. We need an experienced manager. And I'm not taking nothing away from Vieira and Thierry Henry. Listen, they're great legends. Absolutely, really, really big legends of the club. But in terms of manager, we need to be ruthless. We need somebody with experience. We need somebody who can come in and improve the players we've got, because we've not got a bad squad when you look on it. When you look back and you think about it realistically, we've not got a bad squad. We just need, like MN said earlier, we need at least 4 or 5 players. Then we can really kick on. Joanne says, I wanted to ask this in the Q&A yesterday. If you could punch anyone at Arsenal, who would it be? I don't know, mate. Probably the board. But anyway, I'm not going to incite violence. My channel will probably get shut down. So yeah, no worries, Degenerate. Thank you. Let's have a look. Yeah. I spoke to Claude the other day, MN, and he seems to be on the mend. He seems to be on the mend. So yeah, guys, I'll do 3 more questions. So whoever puts in the questions first will get it read out. So I'll do 3 more, and then I'm getting myself out of here. So you've got 30 seconds to put them in and get them in the chat. Bearing in mind there's a lag on StreamYard, so Degenerate says I will punch Bellerin. Yeah, I'm not going to incite violence. I don't. Do you know what I mean? It's so yeah. Listen, it is what it is, isn't it? we just have to hopefully that we can get a result, and hopefully we can kick on in the Europa League, because let's be honest, that's where our season is right now, the Europa League. You know, we can't look any further than that now, if I'm being honest. We need to just maybe focus on the Europa League more than the league, because we're done in the league. We are absolutely done. But it is what it is. We just have to wait and see. Big up everybody who's watching. Smash the like button. Smash subscribe. Listen, I've been going for 45 minutes. So yeah, listen, I'm going to wrap up now. I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. Remember, keep smashing that like button. Keep subscribing if you're new. Like I said, this will probably be my only stream today. However, if I get bored later, I might change my mind and pop on and do another one. But as things stand, this is going to be my only stream. I will be back with a watch along on Sunday, though. So hopefully you can all join in. Hopefully you can all tune in to that. And yeah, like I said, we're on the road to 2K. So do share the channel around. Would really appreciate it. Do keep telling everybody about it. And yeah, we kick on. So listen, guys, all take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good evening. Have a good morning. Have a good afternoon, wherever you are. And take care, guys.